Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inner Weather channel, where we take a look at a concept and give it some light. I'm your host, Naomi, here in my sunshine state, sharing some insights with you. In my opinion, we are all capable of bettering ourselves if we just slow down and check in with ourselves. Before we begin, here's the disclaimer. I'm not a therapist, doctor, or medical professional. What I share here is for reflection, education, and personal insight only, not medical or mental health advice in any way. Always trust your own discernment and seek professional support when needed. Take good care of yourself and enjoy our time together. I'm here to give you permission to slow down, take a breath, and think about your inner well-being. Here at Inner Weather, we take a few moments to notice what's happening inside, the emotional and mental atmosphere we're carrying, just like we notice the weather outside. Some days are calm, some days are stormy, and all of it passes. Everything is temporary. My personal and preferred inner weather is sunshine, blue skies, and anywhere near the sea. When I'm here experiencing this, I feel great and enjoy life much more. I'm at peace and slowing down helps me breathe and relax. Isn't this the best space of all? I mean, don't we all want to feel good? Yes. Okay, so let's begin. Today's inner weather forecast is patience. Patience is something that often arrives in our lives precisely when we feel we have the least of it. It then becomes a choice. It's the word we admire in others, aspire to in ourselves, and sometimes misunderstand as passive endurance. Yet patience is not resignation. It is an active, steadying force. It is the quiet strength that allows time to do its work without forcing outcomes before they are ready. Wherever you are right now, I invite you to settle in. Let the outside world pause for just a few minutes as we unpack this concept. So, what is patience? The dictionary defines patience as the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset, or as the ability to persevere calmly when faced with frustration. Both definitions highlight something essential. Patience is not about liking the delay. It is about how we meet it. It is composure in the presence of unfolding. In a culture that celebrates speed, effort, and instant gratification, patience can feel almost rebellious. We are encouraged to optimize, accelerate, and resolve quickly. But life itself rarely operates on immediate timelines. Think about nature. Growth, healing, learning, and trust all require duration. Patience is our willingness to stay present during that duration without abandoning hope or care. But how do we cultivate more patience in a world that seems to reward impatience? Let's explore a few grounded, practical ways. One gentle process is reframing waiting as participation rather than stagnation. When you are waiting for news, progress, or resolution, the mind often interprets this as being stuck or even wasting time. But patience invites a different view. Waiting is a phase of involvement. A seed underground is not inactive, it's germinating. Think about it when you are practicing, preparing, or simply allowing time. You are still participating in the outcome. This reframe softens the agitation that often accompanies delay. Or maybe our impatience is a reminder to slow down. Another way to nurture patience is through pacing the nervous system. Impatience frequently arises not from the situation itself, but from internal urgency, tight breath, restless thoughts, body tension. A simple practice is to lengthen your exhale slightly longer than your inhale for a few breaths. This signals safety to the body. When the body settles, the mind follows. Patience is easier when physiology is calmer. Are you able to take a breath when things get crazy? I hope so. A third approach is expectation realism, or what I call hidden expectations. Many frustrations come from timelines we silently impose, how quickly others should respond, how fast we should learn, how smoothly plans should unfold. Are you hearing that keyword, should? Enough of that. Patience grows when expectations match reality. Complex things take time. Human beings are imperfect. Systems move slowly. By acknowledging this honestly, impatience loses some of its intensity. Now let's explore how patience shows up in thoughts, words, and deeds. My favorites. In our thoughts, patience often shows up as spacious interpretation. Instead of concluding, this is taking forever, it's hopeless, patience introduces possibility. This may take longer than I prefer, and that's okay. It is the mental pause that prevents catastrophic thinking. Patient thoughts make room for uncertainty without collapsing into negativity. In our words, patience changes tone and tempo. A patient response might sound like, take your time, or I understand this is a process, or we'll figure it out. Even silence can be patient when it allows another person space to articulate. Impatient words rush, interrupt, and pressure. Patient words steady and reassure. In our deeds, patience appears a sustained effort without harshness. It is the teacher who explains again without irritation, the gardener who waters regularly without digging up the plant to check roots, the student who practices slowly rather than quitting in frustration. Patient action respects pace, both yours and others. Do you consider yourself a patient person, or are you running around like a chicken with your head cut off? Can you slow down? It takes practice until it becomes routine, just like everything else. Patience also has an internal dimension that is often overlooked, self-patience. We tend to grant others grace while denying it to ourselves. We have such high expectations of instant mastery, flawless emotional regulation, and immediate clarity. Why are we so hard on ourselves? Self-patience recognizes that you too are unfolding. Skills develop gradually. Healing moves in cycles. Insight arrives in layers. Self-patience replaces self-criticism with encouragement. Please be kind to yourself as you're figuring it all out. There is a quiet elegance to patience. Imagine watching a sunrise or a sunset. You cannot rush it. You cannot demand that the colors appear faster. The beauty comes precisely because it unfolds in sequence. Many meaningful aspects of life share this quality. Relationships deepen over time. Understanding matures through experience. Confidence grows through repetition. Patience is our willingness to witness unfolding without interference. So what are the advantages of living with patience? Well, first, reduce stress. Impatience creates internal friction, the sense that reality should be different right now. Patience relaxes that friction. It allows reality to be as it is while still holding intention for what may come. This acceptance lowers tension and conserves energy. Next, improve decision making. When you are patient, you are less reactive. You allow more information to emerge, more perspectives to be considered, more emotions to settle. Decisions made from patience tend to be wiser and more sustainable than those made from urgency. Third, stronger relationships. Patience communicates respect. It signals that you value another person's pace, perspective, and process. People feel safer with patient individuals because they are not rushed or judged. Trust grows where patience is present. Next, resilience. Patience strengthens endurance. When you accept that meaningful change takes time, setbacks feel less catastrophic and more of a process. You understand them as part of trajectory rather than failure. This perspective sustains motivation. Fifth, deeper presence. Patience anchors you in the moment rather than constantly projecting into the future. You engage with what is here rather than only what is next. This presence enriches experience and increases satisfaction. Now you're probably sitting there thinking, that all sounds good, but how can I add more patience during my busy days? Let's explore 3 possibilities where patience can be consciously cultivated. The first is learning something new, whether it's a skill, subject, or creative practice. The early stages often feel awkward and slow. Impatience may whisper, "You should be better by now." Patience responds, "You are in the natural phase of learning." One way to embody this is to track small improvements rather than perfection. Remember, perfection never really arrives, and learning anything new is a process. As you go along, recognize that you are, in fact, making strides. It does get easier than last week. Celebrate incremental progress. Learning thrives in patient environments. Enjoy the process. Next is navigating uncertainty. This is a tricky topic because we all feel better when we know the future. Waiting for results, opportunities, or clarity can be deeply uncomfortable. Here, patience can be practiced by focusing on what remains within your control. You may not control timing, but you control preparation, attitude, and self-care. Each day, choose one constructive action, reviewing documents, practicing a new skill, or resting well. This keeps you engaged without forcing outcomes. The third is emotional processing. Feelings do not resolve on command. Grief, frustration, disappointment, and even joy all move at their own pace. Impatience may urge you to get over it or hurry up already. Patience allows emotions to be experienced fully without rushing. This might look like journaling, walking, or simply sitting with the sensation. Emotional patience prevents suppression and supports integration. Face your fears and move along. It is helpful to remember that patience is not complacency. You can be patient and proactive simultaneously. You can take steps toward a goal while accepting that results may take time. Patience does not eliminate effort. It refines expectation. It says, "I will continue and I will allow things to unfold." There will be moments when patience feels thin. We've all been there. Lines that seem to take forever. Traffic will move slowly. The internet goes down and we become completely unglued. People will misunderstand us and be hurtful. Plans will stall or change altogether. In these moments, patience can be re-entered through a single breath and a simple phrase, "This is part of time." That phrase acknowledges that delay is woven into existence. Nothing meaningful has ever unfolded instantly. Another way to look at it is to see patience through the big picture called life. It helps expand perspective to look at a current situation as just one moment in time. Many frustrations shrink when viewed across longer horizons. What feels urgent today may be insignificant in a month. Patience widens temporal vision. It reminds you that life is not a single moment, but a continuum. When was the last time you were completely impatient? Can you even remember? As usual, I like to offer some self-reflective questions. You can pause the video or answer these later. Where in my life am I resisting natural timing? How might I choose patience to change my experience with challenges? What would patience look like for me today if I decided it as my intention? Let those questions rest gently. Ultimately, patience is a form of trust. Trust that processes unfold, that effort accumulates, that time collaborates with intention. It is the steadiness that keeps you present during becoming. You may not see immediate transformation, but beneath the surface, roots are forming. So today, when something moves slower than you prefer and you start to feel uptight, pause. Notice the urge to rush. Then soften around it. Take a breath. Allow one more moment to pass. Just give it a minute. And then another one. Slow down. Be present. And as you move through your day, may your thoughts be spacious, your words unhurried, and your deeds aligned with the quiet confidence that what is meant to grow will do so in its own time. Thank you for spending this time with me and with yourself. As you travel through the world, remember that having patience is something to choose as you become a better version of yourself. Wherever today takes you, remember, inner weather shifts, storms pass, and the sun will shine again. If you have found any part of this video useful, or if you had an aha moment, please like and subscribe. Your support means the world to me. Until next time, remember your north, south, east, and west. You are noble, you are special, you are enough, and you are worthy.